Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to answer a few questions that I get asked quite a bit, especially once you've kind of started to establish a home practice. And you may not have an instructor to ask all the time because you're doing everything online. You can always ask me questions, send me emails to my website. It's info@audreysyoga.com. So you can always email me if you'd like some questions. I can answer them personally. But here in this question, a couple things. You have your home practice and you're deciding, which way should I face? Should I put my mat so it's facing the video, right? If you have a big screen, it's nice to face forward because you can kind of see it. I like to have my mat kind of on an angle away from it so that instead of me having to always look up to maybe I didn't understand the cue, I can just kind of look to the side slightly. So looking left or right depending on whatever. If you always put it to the left, maybe think about putting it to the right so you're also working both sides of your head. If you have a smaller device, I recommend having it off to the side and maybe putting your mat sideways to it. And then moving the device or even switching yourself around if you're stepping forward or backward to the opposite side so your back's not to the video. So those are just some suggestions for you when you're setting up your mat. Always have your props with you too, right? Make sure those props are right there. I know in my videos I try to help you out and let you know what props you will need. But whenever I go to practice, especially if I'm practicing at home, if I'm using a video or on my own, I make sure I have all the props I might need. If I use them, awesome, I know they're there for me. If I don't use them, they didn't go wasted, at least they were there to help me in case I needed them. So have them around. Another thing about music, I get asked a lot about music. Like I used to play music in these videos, but then I realized maybe you have some special music you want to play during that time. Maybe it's more relaxing, maybe it's more upbeat, maybe it's something that makes you feel good. Whatever it is, I want to allow you to be able to play your music while you're doing my videos, so you have that as an option. So there are rare times that I do have music in these videos, but for the most part it is just silence. So you have that option to put on your own music. YouTube is a wonderful place to research any type of music you want. Also, last thing, a couple other things is when you are practicing, and if you aren't quite to the point where you're hopping forward and you're stepping back and stepping forward in those vinyasas or in the sun salutations, see if you can one round step back, right foot, left foot, and then step up, right foot, left foot. But then the next round, see if you can step back, left foot, right foot, and then step up, left foot, right foot. Just so you're getting that equal balance, because there is a little bit of different muscles that you're using as you're stepping forward and stepping back. So you want to get that balance in your hips, your legs, and your low back when you're doing those stepping forwards and stepping backs. So try if you can, remind yourself of that. That's just a little bit of student knowledge, things as you're learning the practice and you're a student of yoga and you start to study it, that you want to create that balance and just notice. Maybe just notice if you have a tendency to stick to one side all the time. I know in my practice, I stick mostly to my right. I have to remind myself to use my left foot stepping forward and backward a lot. And then finally, Savasana, right? Savasana. Should I take it? Is it the end? Do people really know? Can I fidget? 100% take Savasana, right? My Savasanas in my classes are anywhere from 3 to 8 minutes at the end of the practices. So take that time, settle in. If you feel you need longer, you do not have to end with the video. You can just continue into Savasana, let it play out, and then when you feel rested, when you feel restored, when that energy feels complete in you, then you make your way up mindfully. But please, please, please always do Savasana, even if it's it for 20 breaths. Lay there for 20 breaths, count your breaths. It will help you for sure. It'll help all that energy that you've created in that practice settle into the body and get to the right places it needs to restore your body and allow yourself to continue on. One last thing I am going to, since I've asked, a lot of people have asked about classes and how to progress, especially as a beginner. So I'm going to include in the blog section, it's going to be a beginner's guide to starting home practice. And it's basically going to list out my videos in order so that you can watch them at your own pace, maybe watch 2 or 3, setting yourself up, getting yourself into rhythm, and then having some good sequential practices that you can go and visit throughout the next couple weeks of your practice at home. So I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you asking your questions. please know that I am there to answer your questions either via email or on YouTube or on my Facebook page. So please ask anytime you need them. I hope you are well. Drink lots of water, eat your veggies, and wear some sunblock. And we'll see you next time on your mat. Namaste.